masculine, heal our inner mother, heal our inner father, heal our inner child. Those are the first 3 moons in the Mother Spirit initiation, the priestess training. And to really recognize the significance and value of the mother. And so as priestesses, of course, part of our role is whatever it is we do in the world in service or anchoring light, is to really hold that field of Divine Mother Ray. Okay, so with that, again, let me just see what else is here. Having mercy and compassion, this feels like, yeah, so Kwan Yin and Tara are here, so I'm just going to go in and let them speak either through me or talk to me, and I'll tell you what they're saying or what the packets of information they're giving me. Having mercy and compassion for your ancestors is the first step. Recognizing that, as this conduit says, they did the best they could with the tools they had is a first holy step in your healing and your journey homeward to forgiving all the world for what you thought it was. At the highest level, of course, you understand that you are having a dream of separation here in this realm. And this realm goes through cycles as the evolution of your own souls have differing experiences in different realms. And so you find yourself here at what we refer to as the end of a spiritual season in order to allow for a new experience for the human, we could say. So there are many realms of consciousness that can be experienced. And as those of you who begin to, we could say, awaken or forgive and return to love, you open up a field of energy to make available light codes of compassion and mercy. So as you extend that for others, applying the principles that you each understand from the Course in Miracles, that what you give, you receive. And this is, of course, not just a principle of Course in Miracles. But as you extend compassion and mercy for your ancestors, this is a way of guiding you to compassion and mercy for your own biological mothers or the mothers that raised you in your current incarnation, and then for yourself as well, in this recognition of the deep state of darkness and lack of information, fear, and trauma that has been imprinted in most family lines, if not all of them. So you are doing great, we could say heavy lifting, those of you who are devoted to reclaiming the divine feminine in your lives and healing yourselves and healing your family lines. You are indeed doing heavy lifting. And we, the ancient ones, those who are, you could say, your ascended masters or guides, the divine mothers, or as we are connected with this conduit's experience, the mothers, as she calls us, referring to the experience with her temple and our guidance through her. As you connect with this, the divine feminine ray, you can experience many faces of the Divine Mother. After all, there have been many presentations and iterations. These are not illusions or delusions, but rather reflections of inner knowings of what Mother is. There is fierce Mother and protective Mother. There is Mother who destroys, sometimes in an unhealthy way, and sometimes in the recognition that that which is in the way of new growth must be destroyed. There is Mother Earth and the bountiful, fecund experience of Mother. And there is Mother of mercy and compassion. And we step in to speak to you today because compassion, mercy, and indeed patience are an important and significant aspect of this transmission and this time space you are experiencing right now. And we are pleased to be able to speak through this conduit because she knows very, very clearly the message of patience and allowance and receptivity that has been such a hard-won lesson she is still learning, we could say, at this time. Your planetary circumstances right now is one of great transition, as you know. There are numerous pointers that can reflect this back to you, from seeming chaos, or as this one refers to, ascension madness happening out there in the world, to the plasma light fields encoded with new information, to the sun's plasmic exhortations, expressions, codes that are bathing your planetary sphere with new information, to Gaia herself in her ascension journey. So this end of a spiritual season is, as all endings are, the beginning of a new one. And so you are being encoded with new information and new capacity to access your own true heart, to access your multidimensional awareness, to access other experiences, we could say incarnations that you are concurrently living, in order to become more expanded in your awareness and more able to experience compassion, mercy, forgiveness, allowance, acceptance, and present moment awareness. These are the gifts that you could categorize, we could say, as divine mother aspects of that which you call God. Of course, at the ultimate level, all is one. There is no need to slice out, discern, or segregate aspects. But given your experience in deep states of separation, these aspects serve as tools, teaching devices to assist you in raising your consciousness by identifying with archetypal truths in your realm and letting the light raise you up. So again, as you look to your realm right now and you see the multitude of reflections of ascension, know that your own ability to rest and receive is essential for you to rise at this time, to rest and receive. And some of you have received difficult challenges, difficult health diagnoses, physical ailments that have forced your hand, in a sense, to rest in order to receive. So there are many right now in what you would call the divine feminine sphere, the priestess sphere, as well as many men as well, who are being given a hard lesson in order to sit themselves down and be forced to rest and receive. The amount of information and light coming in, the amount of change that is happening on your planet internally within the Gaia sphere, internally within humans, and in the greater solar system, and indeed the greater galaxy, are so significant right now that your bodies, literally your body vehicles, need the rest in order to integrate the new information. And indeed, for the ability to actually shift your own energetics for what you call the new earth, some refer to as 5D consciousness. But in essence, the capacity, your capacity and ability to resonate with higher frequencies will be directly related to your ability to rest, to receive, and of course, to continue with your inner practices of forgiveness, of self-love and acceptance, of allowance for the world to do what the world will do. So we come today as the mothers in order to celebrate with you all of the growth, the accomplishment, the expansion, the creativity, the forgiveness, the compassion and mercy that you have already demonstrated and received in this incarnation and others. We would like to invite you to rest and to honor yourselves for all that you have accomplished in awakening, in forgiveness, in self-care and self-love, in a realm that would guide you every step of the way to do otherwise. It is time for you, each of you here, each of you who receives this transmission, male or female, to allow yourselves to fully receive the grace of God, to fully open and say, yes, I am worthy. Yes, I am willing. Yes, I will rest in the arms of God and allow her to hold me and guide me with trust, with relaxation and stillness. So we invite you to take a breath and receive this transmission, this information. And we would like to shift a little bit to point out some of the road hazards along the journey of your awakening. The first being the technology aspect and the endless source of distraction and entertainment. This is perhaps one of the greatest, or at least the growing addiction of many humans in your realm. We know of the many other addictions to substances, to sleep, to blaming, to entertainment, pornography, excess work, etc. The advent of your entertainment system, starting with radio and moving into television, and now handheld, pocket-sized, never-ending streams of information, have always been designed to manipulate, direct, and herd consciousness in specific directions. First by distraction and entertainment, and now by vociferous attempts to divide and conquer and to generate fear, anger, hate, etc. Of course, these are accompanied also with entertainment, humor, distraction, etc. These are powerful devices that are indeed emitting frequencies that generate a call, we could say, to keep picking them up, to keep distracting yourself. They are indeed addictive. And so we would like to put this reminder out here in the field that these devices do not serve you. They were not designed to serve you, and they are continuing to be used to control and not to illuminate or enlighten. And the paradox, of course, is that these devices can also be resources for finding channeled messages such as this. And so discernment is required, great discernment. And so we have posed this question to this channel for her to apply in her own decision making, and we would like to share it here. And this has to do with investment and investing. So there are, of course, investments of money and finances, and investments in businesses, investments in good experiences. We are talking now about the investment of your attention, quite specifically, investment of your attention. So we would like to remind and invite each of you here that what you invest in is what you manifest. And manifestation, or your lived experience, is happening at a faster and faster rate. So being discerning, being mindful and heartful of what you consume in terms of information or entertainment is important. Also, what is important is to recognize that any consumption, no matter how high frequency, if it is continual and spending numerous hours of your day in this practice, those are hours that are not spent communing with nature or being just in stillness or picking up a spiritual book and communing with the higher intelligences. So discernment, moderation, and recognition that what you invest your energy and attention into is what you will reap in short order. So if you feel the call to liberate yourself from this realm for service to your sisters and brothers of earth, you will serve best and heal best and rise best by very small amounts of time on devices and more time spent in nature, in devotion, in creativity, in cooking, cleaning, being with loved ones, whatever it is. So tune into this now and recognize the ancient archetypes of the mother. What did the mother do? Feel into the mother ray, the nurturing, the gestating and birthing of a child, the holding of that child, the feeding of that child, the keeping of the hearth. There has been a great, we could say, rebellion on your planet in the West of the women who did not want to be forced into only these roles. And that is as it should be. However, there is nothing wrong with these roles. And as with most movements that gain momentum, there has been, to use this one's word, a hijack of what you call the feminist movement to take it into an entirely new and fresh distortion of ego-based separation consciousness. But when you release that and you go back to the mother energy that nurtures and nourishes, and you allow yourself to step into both the mother and the child, it is easy to come into the question, how am I nurturing myself? What am I investing my energy in? Will this feed me energetically, spiritually, physically in the weeks, months, and years to come? So take heart. Your planetary sphere is on what you would call an ascension journey. And you, each of you here who receive such a transmission as this, you are indeed awakening at the end of a spiritual season. Keep connected with your inner source. Keep connected with your divine mother heart. Keep connected with Earth Gaia and with the great cosmic all that is God source light. Keep connected with your own capacity to be a nurturer for yourself and others, and to receive the compassion, the mercy, and the nurture of that which you call the Mother God. We are so grateful for this opportunity to share this transmission, and we offer a blessing and petals of rose, soft pink roses upon each of you, that you feel the softness of your own heart, your own tender sweetness, and you allow that to blossom and flourish in your life in every now moment. We thank you and we bless all that is. Hmm. Yay.